Hi everyone, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I'm here to talk to you about The Naked Gun. So this is a remake, sequel of one of the funniest movies ever made, the original Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad. A movie originally brought to us, a trilogy actually of movies brought to us from the Zaz team. That is the brothers David and Jerry Zucker and their buddy Jim Abrams. Three guys who effectively pioneered this specific style of spoof movie comedy that really just hit out of the park with their first movie that they worked as writers and directors together. Airplane, still one of the most economically efficient gag machines ever made. It's still a high water benchmark of comedy movies, especially for spoof comedies. Movies that they populate front to back, top to bottom, side to side with visual sight gags, puns, wordplay, toilet humor, sex jokes, things that seem the inappropriate things that still make you laugh, unmatched deadpan, just absolute cartoonish insanity that is sold so well because the stories and the style of filmmaking that they employ with these is told completely straight. And God, still so funny today. Just watch them all. Still hold up very well. And sadly, that style of movie kind of came and went. I mean, they had a bit of a after the 90s, they had a bit of a second wind with the scary movies from the Wayans brothers, but eventually those petered out in quality, and then got just completely rock bottom with that disaster movie and epic movie bullshit. But we're back again with going back to basics. Here now, directed by Akiva Schaffer, who has really sold himself with great comedic work with the Lonely Island Boys, and also directing movies like Hot Rod and Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping, two of the funniest movies of the 21st century. Seriously, if you haven't watched Pop Star, why haven't you? I literally bruised a rib laughing so hard at that movie. But taking up the mantle of The Naked Gun is a tall order, especially for me personally, because The Naked Gun and again, those movies are they were so formative to my sense of humor growing up. My dad showed them to me when I was a kid, and I have so much good memories of laughing, especially at just the absolutely unmatched deadpan of Leslie Nielsen. And I had a lot riding on this movie. If I didn't like a Superman movie, that'd be one thing. If I didn't like The Naked Gun, I would be utterly devastated. I love this movie. This was, oh my God, they actually did it. Holy crap! Easily the funniest movie of the year, hands down, without question. And that is in competition with that I am including the Looney Tunes movie that came out earlier this year, lest we forget. And God, absolutely true to the spirit of the original. Not just with the kind of gags they do, but also really the kind of the same approach to filmmaking. Because this story is very on paper, this would read as any other just kind of basic kind of rote cop procedural, very much like the first movie. That movie was a parody in a bunch of cop movies of the time, and playing up with a lot of film noir tropes, especially with the narration, with the voiceover narration from Frank Drebin, and who now is played by Liam Neeson. We have to start off with this cast. Liam Neeson, perfect. This is maybe the best use of him in years, especially lately, since he's been doing this a lot of this is old man tough guy action hero stuff for the last couple of years. But his casting here is so brilliant. not just because his deadpan is so good, but it's mostly brilliant because when Leslie Nielsen was cast in Airplane and The Naked Gun, the kind of actor that was used at the time, kind of doesn't really exist anymore. Not in the same way. Because Leslie Nielsen, for most of his career up until that point, was a completely serious dramatic actor. Like, he was in stuff like The Poseidon Adventure and Forbidden Planet. He was very young in Forbidden Planet. And he was like very straight, very straight-laced, and like doing all of this stuff, like really knows how to sell the dramatic arts, and that kind of doesn't exist nowadays. Again, in the same ways, like you might have like an actor do like a one of these like acclaimed HBO dramas, but like they do comedy, like it's kind of sometimes interwoven even with the drama, like something like Succession. Like Kieran Culkin is a guy who can do both drama and comedy basically in the same breath, but like doing complete drama, doing comedy the way you would do drama is like that's not the same way. Like even like George Kennedy, who played Ed in the Naked Gun movies. He was in Cool Hand Luke, or even like the casting of O.J. Simpson as Nordberg. That like even that was kind of against type, because like he was the Juice, and so like having the Juice, like all-star absolute American icon football player of the time, being a complete absolute klutz who would hurt himself. That was like unheard. That was like unheard of at the time, and it makes the gags land harder. And so like the only other way I could see this was like you have like Giancarlo, for like modern casting now, would be like having Giancarlo Esposito do this by like playing with the seriousness of Gustavo Fring, or you get Daniel Day-Lewis out of retirement, but that's not happening. So, but Liam Neeson, absolutely perfect, and we know he can do drama. I mean, he was Oscar Schindler, for crying out loud, but he also does comedy so well, with like the Lego Movie and his work with Seth MacFarlane. He's hell, even Darkman, he's pretty funny in that. But yeah, he absolutely sells us so well. Because again, he's still playing the same kind of tough guy role that he has been, and I think it's because he's been doing that so recently, that it makes this role really land even. It makes it even funnier. But and like he just gets it. He gets the deadpan so well. You know who else gets it? Pamela Anderson, who plays Beth. She is the like smoky voiced, mysterious femme fatale woman that Frank of course falls for, which they actually did fall for each other in real life. They're actually dating now, which is adorable, to be honest. And she is absolutely game for everything. This is probably the best she has been, and I am including that like what was it, The Last Dancer? It was a movie. It was a drama she did where she was like a Vegas dancer. It was like came out like last year, I think. She got great reviews there, but she's absolutely perfect here, and she's in just as funny here as like what Priscilla Presley was back then. Again, like it does everything that I would want a Naked Gun movie to be. The way that it like just does all, the way that it's shot is very seriously. The way it's lit, the way the camera is framed, it's all shot and set up to look like any kind of like contemporary action movie, contemporary sort of cop drama that you would see, and like it would play it so straight, play it totally just straight faced, and then it would so long that you would like almost forget that you're watching a comedy until like something ridiculous happens. And I think the way that it like updates some gags, I think, is really clever. Like they have I don't want to give too many jokes away. Like reviewing a comedy like this, especially one as funny as this, is kind of hard, because I'd just be like, listen, like, oh, this gag happens, and it's this gag, and this gag, and that gag. But one gag I think is really clever that they inherit from the original is this consistent gag of like whenever Frank drives, he's just constantly just causing chaos unbeknownst to him, and they update that with they modernize that with Drake driving in a don't call it a Tesla car. With a grant gifted into by this like tech billionaire villain who's played by Danny Huston, which I mean it's Danny Huston. Why would Danny Huston get out of bed if he's not playing some smarmy whatever bad guy? But he's also having a time of his life, especially, and also playing it the same way that he would any other villain role. And man, my God, just all of the sight gags are so good. Oh my God, there's like I never laughed so hard at two guys getting coffee in my life. I think, and it, especially because it keeps happening. And like there's some obvious gag. There's some like gags that might seem a little juvenile, like sort of recurring gags of this like type of spoof movie that now you've seen it like Austin Powers of like, oh, somebody's like spying on them and like the shadows and like the silhouettes look like they're doing something absolutely raunchy and grotesque, but but like in context it's like all innocent and stuff. They even do like some gags that kind of go like kind of stretch. It feels like like Seth MacFarlane is a producer on this, and you can once in a while there'd be a joke where like it would kind of stretch on where like, okay, that might have been a Seth MacFarlane joke. His fingerprints are all over on that one, and it would kind of stretch out for a while, and I'm like, I kind of wasn't chuckling, so I wasn't really chuckling. It would kind of drag, and I'm like, I don't know about this one. I don't know. Maybe we could cut away. And right as I was thinking, maybe they should cut away, they would cut to the punchline of that gag, and it would immediately sell me on it. I would be laughing. Oh my God! I would be laughing so hard at some of these jokes, and the frequency at some of these jokes that come, it really is like a gag a minute. I would be giggling, like the giggle per minute ratio is pretty damn consistent in a movie like this. And it would need to be, and I think they really sell it. I think especially some of, and again, like some of the stuff that it would do in inheriting from the original, and like how Frank Drebin would like mishear words and like take it literally. Like I didn't like one of the joke in the trailers is like, oh, I didn't expect any company. I didn't want to clean up until after my wife died. Oh, how did she pass? Great. 40 yards easy. Armed like a cannon. But I should promise you, not all the best jokes are not in the trailer. Although the trailer did promise some good jokes, like but the one that sold the gag that sold me on this movie in the trailer was Frank Jr. He takes a knee at this framed portrait of the original Frank Drebin, like, hi, Daddy, I miss you. I just need some advice. Give me a sign or something. And then it would, like, cut to Paul Walter Hauser as Ed Jr., who, by the way, best use of Paul Walter Hauser since Richard Jewell. You would have Paul Walter Hauser. He'd be also at his own portrait of his dad, of the original Ed. And then it would, like, cut to a wide of, like, the hall of dead dads. That everyone would be taking a knee and crying and looking for comfort in, which would then, of course, have they would lampshade the O.J. Simpson, which that would absolutely sold me so good. Oh my God! And again, don't want to give away the jokes, but I have to promise you, you absolutely will laugh at this movie. Oh my God. So funny, especially if you see it in a crowd. Really try to see this in a crowd. It deserves this, and which really I should say, comedy, like a studio comedy, needs to come back. Like for like the last 15 years, comedies like this doesn't really exist. They are here and there, but like what we mostly get is like, action movies that have comedy in them, or like not straight up, or like you would have like family movies that are funny on occasion, or like you would have like like Chris Pratt, like a squinty-eyed Chris Pratt just trying to like find some like a snark to do in between action scenes or something like that. But like actual full blown comedies, or like what we've had like for a while, where with like the Judd Apatow, Paul Feig style of humor, where like you would just kind of like bring together like comedians and like basically just like put the camera down and let's just have them riff, or like they would put the camera on like a dolly and have them riff, and like we would just cut around to find the best ones that you find. And not that those movies don't still make me laugh. Like there is like charm, still charm to them. There's still funny to be found in them, but like constructed visual gag humor like this, the wordplay, the deadpan, even the juvenile humor, even the stupid humor, a movie that isn't afraid to be silly, to be stupid, needs support. And I hope they make more. I hope this movie succeeds. I need this to be Liam Neeson's late career. I hope he's 73 now. I don't think he's really gonna do any of these like tough guy action roles. But man, I really hope this is what he does for the rest of his career. And I hope they keep making more of these. I hope they make at least another trilogy's worth of movies. I also hope Pam Anderson does stuff like this, and I hope. And as far as like criticisms go, I do kind of wish, because like they do have Nordberg, but like that is just kind of the only one. There's no like Nordberg character, which I really feel like they should have a Nordberg if they're going to do another one. I also would say that every once in a while there be a gag that like I said, with the stretched out gag that like lands with the punchline, I could see like, oh, maybe I could see them adding like 2 more in this space of time. But gotta say I gotta say very, very minimal, like very minimal complaints. It's laugh a minute stuff. And best part about that, 85 minutes long. Exactly as long as it needs to be, does not overstay its welcome, and stay for the credits. There's gags in the credits, just excellent all around. I couldn't have been happier. This is comedy is back. Comedy is actually back, and I hope it stays. And feeling a solid 8. This is absolutely fantastic. Can't recommend this enough. This is the hardest I've laughed since Hundreds of Beavers. And yeah, I think Hundreds of Beavers is going to be like the benchmark for years. But hopefully we get more of these, so it doesn't have to be. So yeah, just go out and see it. I can't recommend this enough. It's so funny. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your wives, bring your dogs, bring everybody as much as you can. This movie needs to be a hit. And I think that'll be it. I'm Zach. I like movies. I like funny movies too. And yeah, that's it for me. I can't recommend this enough. Can't recommend any. Got plenty more movies to watch, and I hope you watch movies too. And I will see you all next time. And I'll take care of yourselves.